Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Simply Talking Experience, the podcast that dives deep into the hottest topics, offers reaction reviews, and brings you captivating interviews. With your host, Simply Talking, bringing you the most thought-provoking discussions that will truly make you see the world in a whole new light. But it doesn't stop there. The Simply Talking Experience is not just about analysis and opinion. We believe in engaging with our listeners, and that's where you come in. We want to hear your thoughts, your perspectives, and your insights. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. So buckle up, my friends, and get ready for a podcast that will leave you informed, inspired, and craving for more. The Simply Talking Experience starts now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Simply Talking Experience. I'm your host, Simply Talking. And we have a special guest in the house tonight, Miss Denise. She's an insurance agent / broker, and I will be interviewing her, and we'll be getting some good knowledge from her on the insurance perspective. Let me bring Miss Denise up. Hello, Miss Denise. How are you doing tonight?
Wonderful. How are you? And thank you for having me.
No problem. Most definitely. What was I going to say? So, Miss Denise, welcome to the stage, and why don't you give the people a little bio before I start asking my questions?
Okay, my name is Denise. As I said, I am an insurance agent broker. I've been in the industry since 2009, exclusively in educating individuals on how to purchase and get coverage for themselves and or their families.
Cool. Good. And what are some of the types of insurance policies you specialize in?
Specialize in index universal life insurance policies, final expense policies. We call them term or permanent policies. We have a policy for everyone, something for everyone.
Got you. Can you provide a list of insurance companies you work with?
Yes, Mutual of Omaha, Americo, Great Western. It actually all depends on specifically what the person is looking for and whether or not they qualify.
Got you. So you deal with like you don't deal with like car insurance. You just deal with like life insurance and like what 401ks
Life,
and things like that.
life and health insurance or retirement plans, yes.
Got you. So, what credentials or certifications do you have in the insurance industry?
Mainly, you have to be licensed. You have to take a course. Once you take the course and meet the minimum requirements, then you're eligible to sit and take the test. And you're licensed in your home state and your reciprocity in several states, as I am licensed in 9 different states.
Oh wow, man, that's cool.
Yep,
9 different states.
yep. And it
So,
doesn't matter whomever I'm speaking to, whomever that's interested in getting a policy, I can get licensed in that state in less than 48 hours and write them up.
okay. So what is your process for assessing insurance needs?
The particular carrier that the individual would meet or request, sometimes individuals start out requesting that they are written up, or we do an initial assessment to see if they qualify based on, sometimes it's like 3 questions. They could be knockout questions. You get the 1, 2, 3. Once you pass 3, you go to 4. And if we have consent, we can check their Medical Information Bureau, which is the MIB, to determine whether or not individuals are eligible for certain policies.
Okay. Can you explain the coverage options and the limits available for the type of insurance?
So again, there are some policies that automatically will accept. It's called a guarantee policy. There are guarantee policies, and then there are policies that are underwritten. So if an individual requires underwriting and they pass go, then that particular policy or that particular carrier will accept them. But if they end up in those knockout questions, then that's an individual that will have to go to a guarantee policy. And then sometimes those guarantee policies have contingency periods of 2 years.
Got you. So how do you determine the premiums for insurance policies?
So that happens during the underwritten process. If it's determined that an individual is healthy or standard, or if you get a grading higher than standard, so that could determine. It's the same as if you go out and you buy a car policy, they're still going to grade you.
Got you.
So
Got you.
you're looking at age, and you're looking at the amount, and sometimes the policies are predetermined after a certain dollar amount. If you meet certain criteria, you can get covered. Below a certain dollar amount, you meet certain criteria, you may be covered. It could be $1. They could say up to 999,000. After 999,000, there's another criteria to meet.
Got you. Got you.
And I'm just broadly explaining that.
Okay. Are there any discounts or incentives available that could help lower people's insurance costs?
An incentive is health. Health means wealth, and they never lied when they said that.
That's a fact.
Yep.
So you said the incentive is health?
Health. If you come back to report you're healthy, or if your medical information bureau says you're healthy, that's an incentive. Youth and health.
Got you. So what is the claims process like with the insurance companies you work with?
So an individual would file a claim in the event of death, right? But there are policies that you can negotiate or speak to the insurance company in the event of life. Some of the policies actually allow you to borrow against them. Those are cash value life insurance policies. You can borrow against them in the event of a life-changing incident occurring. Some of them say if you cannot meet at least 2 out of the daily living processes of eating, toiletry, bathing, and dressing, they will lend you up to a certain amount of your own money. That's within the face value policy. Yes, that's a cash value life insurance policy, or there's an index universe life policy. So there are certain policies that you can utilize in the event of life, and not exclusively when you cross over.
Got you. Got you. So how often do you review and update insurance policies?
Typically, we review at least every 2 years. You could get lucky and catch someone and review them every year. If they're in touch, or if you educated them enough as to what it was that they purchased, you won't have to chase after them. They'll come right back to you within a year and allow you to assess what it is they have and the growth that's taking place in their policy.
Got you. So what happens if I need to change or update my insurance coverage?
You can do it 2 ways. You can call the carrier directly, or they will refer you back to your agent broker.
Got you. So how do you stay up to date with changes in the insurance industry?
For one thing, you are required every 2 years as an agent. First, you become an agent, then you become a broker by, classifying yourself with different carriers. But every 2 years, we are required to do continuing education. Or if you're like me, you just don't wait every 2 years. You stay in with colleagues and other educational opportunities to stay up to date on what it is that's required of you as a broker or an agent.
Got you. Are there any exclusions or limitations on the insurance policies you offer?
It would, yes, it refers back to the getting to know your client process. So once you get to know your client and you're asking, questions, there are exclusions based on those questions. Like I said, there could be some knockout questions, the first three questions. It
Gotcha.
wouldn't be the agent or the broker that would exclude the person. They would actually exclude themselves based on their health.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So, what sets you apart from other insurance agent brokers in terms of service and expertise?
Edutainment. I'm educating people first. I'm not just making a sale. I'm teaching and talking to individuals. Giving them nuggets and information how they can make the best purchase and the best process for themselves and their families.
Got you. Got you. So, I never knew that. Why was they holding that so long about the like if you needed help and you can borrow from your life insurance policy? Why was
Very
we
good
never told that?
question. It's just, yeah, it goes back to the question that they did not want you to ask. Some of, for real, some of the largest companies out here were started based on uh, proceeds from a cash value life insurance policy. I can name one. I believe Disney, J.C. Penney's, a couple of different companies were started because someone crossed over, they were left money, and they took the proceeds and they went ahead and started a company. I mean, cash
Oh
value
wow.
life insurance policies are, there are savings, it's tax free, it's a whole. I come back and have a part two to this conversation. There are a whole lot of, attributes to having a cash value life insurance policy. It's a banking system, you're banking with yourself, and you're not going commercially. And banks know that. There's some of the banks out here that they own most of the cash value life insurance policies. People pay their premiums, they're owned by banks. So they know it. It's just something they're not telling us. You do not have to die to utilize the value in a cash value life insurance policy.
Now let me ask you this: is these insurance that we have here are they like all over the country? Because I know like a lot of countries don't even charge for health care.
So the life insurance is different than the insurance that of healthcare. So life insurance is a protection that you get in the event of an individual crossing over, and health insurance is for what's going on right now. So if you need to go to the
Okay.
doctor, you want to use your health insurance carrier. But
Hmm.
in the event of someone crossing over, then you would go to the life insurance carrier. But as I mentioned, there are policies that you can utilize while you're living versus when you die.
Got you. Got you.
So
Well,
if you invested money into a life insurance policy and you know it's two buckets to it. It's the face value of the policy, and then there's a savings on the side. And in the event of you needing to get something over a period of time, you can borrow from the policy and pay yourself back versus going to the bank and asking them for money. If little Johnny's he's 5 months old and mom and daddy put $1 million life insurance policy on him, by the time he goes to college, there are funds set aside. He can go in the pot and pay for his education, or you can put a down payment on a home. It's the way you utilize it.
got you. Got you. Got you. All right. All right. Well, you definitely right about that. We definitely gonna have to do a part two, and I'm gonna have to come up with a few more questions. But before we end this, I still want to know like so you say the insurance policies. I mean the life insurance is different from the health insurance, of course. But
Yes.
what I'm saying is like why do are they ever going to like cut off health insurance and like give us like Canada give us free medical? Do you
That's some
you ever hear anything
legislative.
about that?
That's No, that's some legislative stuff, and that's the way our country set up. They aren't budging on giving us free health because it's too many individuals making a whole lot of money off of it.
Too much money. Yeah, exactly. That's what I
And it
always
seems as
thought.
though the only individuals getting, yeah, it's only individuals getting free health insurance are the ones that's below poverty. They're making
Gotcha.
us pay middle America.
Yeah, and I see that. I see that definitely going on a lot. And like even with the medicines, I think people should try to do more holistic, which is I think more natural, organic, than taking them pills and letting them joints just destroy your liver and like
Oh, for
it's a
sure.
handful.
That's that's my whole walk and talk conversation. My
I
whole
know that's
walk and
right.
talk conversation is about that holistic.
Yeah,
And I talk about that, not to scare people or anything, but it plays a big factor in purchasing life insurance because an individual that's healthier versus an individual is sick stands a chance of living longer, and it's a less time frame for the insurance company to pay a claim. I say it a lot
got
without
you,
saying a lot, but it's the truth. You
got
you
you,
have
got
somebody
you.
54 years old or 34 years old, not taking a lot of medicine and not sickly,
hmm
they expect them to live longer and claim will not be filed. There's a chance than an individual that's sickly and taking a lot of medications and overweight and has blood pressure high and diabetes and all that stuff. That's just the truth.
Got you.
But there
So
is something for everyone. Not to scare anybody away from getting coverage. We do have something for everyone. It just might cost a little more.
well, as long as you can get your money back, I think that's all that matters. But
There That's another policy they do have where you can get the premiums back after turn. That's a different conversation.
got you. So before we get out of here, you wanna are you doing your own business now, or is it more so you still working for a company? So the reason I'm asking that is I
No,
want to see if you want to give your business a shout out and let people know how they can get in touch with you.
yeah, so that's what makes me a broker. I am an independent licensed agent broker. I am connected with many different carriers. And if individuals are interested, they can email me Majestic Financial Services LLC at gmail.com. And I also have that same Facebook page, licensed in DC, Maryland, Virginia, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Delaware. Did I leave any out?
Nope, I
Texas.
think you got
Texas.
Texas too.
Yes. And most of the time, if it's far away from where my home state is, which is Maryland, I will get licensed wherever someone needs my service. Someone needed my service in Texas, I drew a license in Texas. Someone needed my service in Michigan, I have a license in Michigan. Yeah, that's the one I left out, Michigan. So, as I said, I can get licensed in 48 hours for any particular state, and I'm open to ask questions, um, answer questions to anyone that's interested. But I try to give a broad, example without going into too many details because I know and understand the concern of time. But individuals,
Got
as I say, should respect themselves and respect their families by getting coverage because the GoFundMe's and the fish fries just not happening.
just the
We
fish fries.
No, serious. We put insurance on everything but our life, and it's because we were taught as a people that life insurance was about death, and it's not. Other forms of individuals, or I'm trying to skate around, not saying nothing too critical, but other races understand the importance of having life insurance. We cover our phones, we cover our houses, we cover our cars, cover your life because if you have a loved one and something happens, I mean, they even have mortgage insurance. You got a $250,000 home, and if you're the breadwinner in your family, clearly, if something happens to you, cover your life so that your spouse or loved ones can put you away plus pay off the asset and not be looking for somewhere to live in a couple of months.
I know that's right.
You know, you can just cash out and get paid. I mean, I have a real live testimony. I wrote a family member's policy, and she called me one day. She said, "Oh, I got something to tell you. Can you call me back?" So I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't call back right away because I'm not a nosy person. I didn't call back for a couple of days, and I called and I apologized. Oh my God, I meant to call you back. I'm so sorry. How are you? Blah blah. She said, "I just had something to tell you. I have cancer." And I said, "You do? I am so sorry to hear that." And then ding, 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 my light went on. I said, "Remember I wrote you that policy? There's a coverage for that. In the event of having chronic critical illness, you can withdraw a certain percentage of your face value and they will send you a check." So because she had cancer, she went to the insurance company that she does business with that I wrote her, and they sent her a check. So while she was in remission, what do you call it? Chemotherapy. She was off for several months, and she was able to cover her bills because I wrote her a policy, and I had forgotten all about it. Went over there one night and wrote her up, so when she was going through what she was going through, she could stay home comfortably and have a check to make sure her mortgage and her bills were paid, because she had the kind of policy that she could use while she's a living person versus a dead person. So that's some of the important having.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's tax free. No one came. Tax man didn't knock on her door and say, "What about that money you got?" It's tax free.
Yes, okay.
It is.
Well, as we wrap up today's episode, remember to take care of yourself and prioritize your well-being. Have a good night.
Good night.
On behalf of Simply Talking, thank you everyone for joining us on this episode of The Simply Talking Experience. I hope you enjoyed our exploration of the hottest topics, reaction reviews, and captivating interviews. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to continue bringing you thought-provoking content. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. We value your feedback, so please leave a comment and let us know your thoughts and suggestions. Until next time, your host, Simply Talking, is signing off. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep watching the Simply Talking Experience.